Hello everybody, welcome to your live watch along of Napoli versus Inter Milan in Serie A. And also folks, just to give you a bit of a heads up, here it is folks, the new Napoli shirt I got for Christmas. Hopefully it brings some good luck. Cause let's go boys!
Yeah, it really could be. You're almost a little bit scared to build it up too much in case you jinx it. But all the
so hopefully it'll be a good game, good result. Hopefully, in Napoli's perspective. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Up against Kvaratskhelia because Dumfries, well, he could have gone with Dumfries, but Darmian may be the better defensively. Perhaps that's part of the thinking. But there are individual battles like that all over the pitch that could have such a big bearing on the outcome tonight.
Absolutely, and I think you're absolutely right.
Hopefully, if Napoli play well and we play to our strengths, you never know what you can get. Then get the result out of it.
Attacking ability and relieving the pressure a little.
Come on, lads!
I think with the likes of Serbi coming in, Cherby coming in against obviously Osimhen, that's a big battle as well.
Go on, Napoli!
Kenny outpost Barella. It's going to be fascinating battles all over the pitch, but.
Napoli, 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 Napoli. And the only unbeaten side left in the 5 major European leagues. Inter seek to end that run and breathe new life into their own title challenge.
Go on, Napoli!
To extend their unbeaten run in Serie A to 20 matches.
You guys, you got either lineup, either side of you for Inter Milan and for Napoli, and below you, going down the bottom of your screen is the lineup, is the substitutes for both Inter Milan and Napoli, folks. Glad to see Serie A back.
So a check on the team news. No Marcelo Brozovic for Inter. He's out with a muscle injury. World Cup winner Lautaro is fit and available, but not risked from the start. Lukaku makes his first Inter start since August.
Come on, lads.
By Dzeko, who's been in good form during the recent friendlies. Matteo Darmian is preferred to Dumfries on the right-hand side. A big decision for Spalletti tonight was who to pair with Kim in central defence. Amir Romani gets the nod over Juan Jesus.
We got Romani.
Since the 9th of October. He's been out with a tendon injury. Politano's preferred to Lozano on the right, and Oliveira is picked ahead of Mario Rui at left back. A lot of the Italian papers predicted it would be Mario Rui who would start, but he is on the bench.
Hopefully, be a good game.
Simone Sozza is our referee this evening. It is Michael Fabri who is in charge of VAR. Big decision to start that man tonight. He's got all 4 strikers fit and available finally now this season. Inzaghi, he's gone with Lukaku and Dzeko. Very interesting to see how Lukaku in particular performs his first.
Come on, Napoli!
For Inter since August. He thinks, Lukaku, that man there, Osimhen, is the best centre-forward in Italy right now. It's hard to argue with that. His form so far this season has been excellent. 7 goals in his last 6 Serie A appearances. He is the Serie A top scorer. Some final instructions here for Piotr Zielinski, who played for Poland at the World Cup. That we will pause now to remember the great man Pelé, who we so sadly lost last week. San Siro in unison shows its appreciation to Pelé.
Go on, Napoli!
Well, Napoli aim to pick up where they left off. Spalletti's side won 11 Serie A games in a row before the World Cup break. Can anyone stop them? Into the first side to try in 2023. Focus in the eyes of Lukaku. Potentially Nigel Spatman, a blockbuster ahead of us here.
And I think this is going to start quick and it's going to go on from there. 75,000 sellout here tonight. They've come to watch a great game and so have we. And I think we won't be disappointed.
It is Inter to get us underway.
The game is underway. Inter Milan versus Napoli. Serie A is underway for the second half of the season. Hopefully Napoli can... the gap at the moment at the top between Inter and Napoli, between Napoli and AC Milan is 5, but it can now be a 3 point further off if they can get the win today.
See what these two sides can serve up for us. There's a pretty fervent San Siro. Any involvement here for Stringer.
Come on Napoli! Let's keep the passion going and keep pressing.
Reputation this season is being fast starters.
Playing a 4-3-3.
15 minutes of Serie A games than any other side, but there's nothing fast about this start from this.
You know, just sussing each other out here, trying to pull Napoli onto them.
Get out! Get out! Well done, Lobotka!
Brilliant from the Lobotka, that's what he does so well. And then they're on the counter.
Fascinating battle ahead between the Georgian winger and Matteo Darmian.
So guys, keep putting your questions in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new. It's hopefully it'll be a good game of football to watch.
12 appearances this season. All the top clubs in Europe wanting him. The 21-year-old is there, I'm enjoying it here, I want to stay here. But can they win the title this season? That would be massive for Napoli.
Since the days of Diego Maradona, 1990 have they done it. Oliveira picked out of Mario Rui on that left-hand side tonight. Measured pass looking for up against Darmian.
How is he offside, Rev? How? How is Ravaskelia offside? How? It's onside!
Well, that's really close. I think he was played on.
He's onside! He's not offside!
It's a little challenge on Dzeko as he's about to shoot. Tactically, this is going to be fascinating. The 3-5-2 of Inter against the 4-3-3.
Oh, Lukaku through! What a defender! What a defender! Kim Min-jae! What a player! What a player! Kim Min-jae!
I think he's away and Kim didn't give up on that. I still think Lukaku should do better though.
That's why he's the best defender in Serie A. For a reason. That's why we bought him for a reason. From Fenerbahce. See, for doing stuff like that. But I'm also going to keep an eye on some other scores for you as well, folks, because there's not just Serie A going on at the moment. There's also Premier League action as well. It's Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 0, Leeds United 0, West Ham United 0. And in Serie A at the moment there's also Empoli 1, Udinese 0. So guys, put your question in the chat, likes up and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Put your questions in. I'm happy to answer any questions you guys put in front of me.
Says he absolutely believes that Inter can still win the title. Need a big performance tonight.
And also in the AF Trophy, it's Chelmsford 1, Willstone 0. And he's missed. DeMarco has missed. Woo! Oh my God. Napoli were at 6s and 7s.
Dzeko just couldn't get there, but Lukaku does really well. Holds it up, and then puts it into that area where the keeper comes.
How is he not scored? That should be 1-0 Inter. Defensively, we're making mistake after mistake at the moment. What a tackle! Get it out! Out! Offside. Well done, Napoli. Well done.
attack here from Inter in the early stages.
Well, you said it started slowly and suddenly it's just boiling, isn't it? It's all from Inter. Lovely play, Dzeko, but you could see Lukaku's just offside. But again, the defender's getting back and putting out under pressure. You've got to take your shot very early, and that's the DiMarco one where he's got to hit the target. Comes off his heel. I think he takes his eye off the ball.
Come on, Napoli! Guys, keep putting your questions in the chat. Like, sub, and subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Oliveira. Kim. Lobotka.
Come on. We've only played about 5 minutes, but we haven't created anything. It's been all Inter for the first 5 minutes. Oh, that's unlucky, Osimhen! Come on, Napoli, do something! Offside! Barella offside, folks! Still 0-0. We've played about 6 minutes and Napoli have been all over the place. It's been all Inter. Spalletti, tell your players you've only played 6 minutes and rolled you under pressure.
It looks like Lukaku and Dzeko are linking quite well. Lukaku the one staying up and Dzeko just coming out.
Let me know in the chat, folks, where you're watching the stream from in the world. Come on, Napoli.
Kim. Spalletti was saying ahead of this that it's become an obsession of his to see Naples explode in joy, as he put it yesterday.
Come on.
Scudetto in 33 years would certainly achieve that. Remember when they won their first Scudetto after a very long party in the city. On the cemetery wall in the city, there was graffiti daubed on it that said, "You don't know what you missed."
I think all the neutrals that would love Napoli to win the competition. We've seen Juventus win it for so many years, then Inter win it, then Milan win it. We get Napoli's name on that trophy, Scudetto, at the end of the season. They're a very talented team, good football inside, but they're in an area where they've never been for so long.
It's a big psychological test, isn't it?
Come on, lads!
Absolutely.
We need to reduce something. Oh, that's a bad ball. You need to look where you're passing.
Oliveira. Lobotka. He helps make Napoli tick in that central midfield.
That's a ball.
Oliveira is a long way forward. Osimhen waits in the box.
Go on, Ravascalia. He went down.
Referee!
Referee! If you guys like the stream, hit the like button. Hit the like, sub, and subscribe if you are new.
Otherwise he wouldn't have gone down. He's going to take the shot on. Let's have a look from this angle. Not much of a touch there from Skriniar. I don't think the referee can give a free kick for that. But this is the long ball over the top, which caught them out early on. Dzeko leads it. Lukaku in behind, and Kim does so well to get back and put him under pressure.
Come on, Napoli.
Barella. Here it goes to Alex Meret, who's apparently been suffering from some symptoms of a cold, but he's been deemed fit enough to play.
Oh, another stupid touch, Politano.
Aggressive control from Politano down that right hand side. But you can see the tactics of Inter. They're just dropping off basically to the halfway line and saying you can have it there, and then we'll try and squeeze you once you come into that middle third. attacking third, and we're going to squeeze the game and try and hit you on the counter.
Olgison. Turn was a nice one by.
Come on, Napoli!
This is Kim. Oliveira starting to find their passing rhythm here. Napoli. Gilinski. Oliveira made the run beyond.
This is good. This is a good passage.
To Politano.
Have a crack, someone.
To his left.
Ah!
Cross blocked by Henry.
Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, put your question in the chat and I'll answer as many questions as I can. Come on, Napoli! Hopefully Napoli do score for you, folks. Because I know you like it for my reaction, so...
Italia keeps his place in the side tonight. Brozovic available to Inzaghi, of course, a player that Spalletti knows very well indeed. He really helped re-energise, rejuvenate the career of Brozovic.
Come on, do something!
Brozovic and Lobotka up against each other in central midfield, not to be tonight.
Yeah, I just think that Inter a better balance when Brozovic is in the team and Calhanoglu can play a little bit further forward. Normally they expect Mkhitaryan alongside Barella. But Calhanoglu's done very well in that more defensive role that he's had to take.
Just need to keep the passage going, but we're just not doing anything.
Barella under pressure from Lobotka. Cleared by Onana.
All Napoli need is just one chance and they can bury it.
He's a player to start every league game this season for Napoli. Roman, his first appearance tonight since October. A game to come back in for, isn't it?
Come on, lads! Keep your questions coming, folks. It's Napoli 0, Inter Milan 0, 12 minutes played.
I feel he's fit enough to start tonight. Started well so far.
Di Lorenzo
That's a ball. Go on, Osimhen.
up against the Cherry.
Go on.
Good ball for
In the
Di Lorenzo.
box. Corner. Come on.
He'll call it into Napoli.
Come on, Napoli.
Played down that right-hand side from Napoli. Di Lorenzo getting forward.
Got a corner, folks. Let's see what can happen from this resulting corner.
First time we've really seen Osimhen able to get down that channel and get on the ball.
Set pieces and crosses could be important today. Napoli have only conceded one-headed goal this season, but they've scored 9 headed goals, the most in Serie A before today.
Go on. Oh!
I'd say as well, no Serie A sides conceded more headed goals than Inter, but that was relatively routine for Onana.
Yeah, it was overhit straight into his hands there. But they're a big team, Napoli. These are in the middle of the park with Romani and Kim. Oliveira's not small either. Osimhen, as we know.
Come on, Napoli. Do something. We've tried to create something, but we just couldn't get someone's head onto it. So we just need to keep going. Hey!
By Skriniar.
Free kick to Napoli, folks.
Well, it's just a wild kick from Skriniar there. I'm surprised the referee hasn't produced the yellow card. Watch this. That's a poor challenge, that is. Right in front of the benches.
He doesn't even go for the ball.
The yellow card from Skriniar.
He doesn't even go for the ball, folks. Skriniar goes and literally takes Rafatskelia out.
35.
Ridiculous
He's
challenge.
happy with that challenge.
I'm surprised he's not got booked.
It is a really big game, this, for the career of Simone Sonsa. Relatively young for a top-flight referee.
That's a bad ball. Ah!
Saying ahead of this Inzaghi, and he feels as though Napoli have, as he put it, amplified the mistakes of the league to the top teams this season in terms of their extraordinary form ahead of the break for the World Cup. Can they keep it going though, Spalletti's side? They've lost it here. Lukaku's on the move. Mkhitaryan looked for Barella instead. He just hadn't anticipated that. Oliveira wins it back for Napoli, and now Inter are having to rush players back.
Come on, Kvaratskhelia, have a shot! Shoot! Someone!
He's got Lobotka just behind him. They've got numbers back now, Inter. Di Lorenzo with the cross.
Ah!
He thought Osimhen was going to spin round the back. He didn't. He came towards the ball. But it's just the turnover or the loss of possession in the middle of the park, and suddenly one team's at the other. We haven't really
Just keep pressing! Press!
He's got to keep that composure in this game. There's such a lot of pressure on these players out there. The expectations are so high, but you've got to keep your own mind under pressure, but also do the right things at the right time. Give the ball away cheaply like that, and then it's given away cheaply again. Politano, I think that is, and Calhanoglu coming together.
Happily, okay, so we passed the quarter of an hour mark at San Siro.
Come on, lads.
Calhanoglu stretching but not there.
Come on, Napoli!
Dzeko makes his way into the box. This is Darmian. Lukaku couldn't make it stick.
Okay. Guys, put down in the comment section or in the chat of the stream. Do you guys like the setup that we've got for the live watch-alongs on the channel now? Do you guys like the setup? When we've got the stadium behind you, the badge, the score, the actual logo of the actual league, and also you've got the starting lineup from both teams, and then the subs of both teams going down the bottom. Do you guys like that? Let me know in the chat.
Also disappointed that Italy didn't make it.
Yeah, European champions, but didn't get to the World Cup for the second time, Italy. I think coming back to Barella, I think he's had a wonderful season so far, but his temperament at times lets him down. Wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a fantastic footballer.
Haskins pass. Kvaratskhelia to get came across.
Yeah, he's a big lad to get round Skriniar, isn't he, for Kvaratskhelia there. But coming back to Barella, 5 goals, 5 assists this season. Outstanding form over the last couple of seasons.
That was ridiculous.
I think another thing to point out about
That was
Barella
ridiculous.
is how much distance he covers. 11.3 kilometres per game he's averaging, which is more than any other interplayer, slightly more than Brozovic. His energy in that midfield, as well as his creativity, so
Come on, Napoli!
Yeah, his craft, those little passes as well, quality player. But he's got the energy, as you said, but he's got the ability as well, could score goals, assist with goals. Brozovic may be a more of a defensive player that breaks things up and gives the likes of Barella the ball.
Come on, Napoli!
Whether Brozovic, I've been watching the action in the darts last night. I only found out the other day, apparently he's a massive darts fan, Marcelo Brozovic. I'm sure he enjoyed that 9-darter last night.
Well, fantastic final, wasn't it? So many people like darts. It's interesting, isn't it, around Europe these days?
Come on, Napoli, you're better at this.
Oliveira. Kim. Di Lorenzo.
So you can see with this system for Napoli, the 2 fullbacks can push right on because the 2 wide strikers are taking the 2 wing-backs right back for Inter. So the 2 fullbacks, Oliveira and Di Lorenzo, are the 2 out balls all the time.
Come on.
Di Lorenzo.
I just wanted to create when we haven't created anything for 20 minutes. the ball in the box. Yes. Oh, trying to get towards Osimhen, didn't work. Ah.
Backing up a little bit here, Inter. Kvaratskhelia up against Darmian.
Oh, that's a bad pass, a bad pass. We're doing bad passing right now, folks. Napoli are playing alright, but it's just when we get into the final third, we can't seem to create a pass.
But Politano's going to start doing better down that right-hand side for Napoli. He looks very nervous. He keeps hitting the first man or giving the ball away.
Lobotka. Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia. Lobotka. Lobotka.
They seem a little bit passive at the moment, Inter. Really squeezing the game together. They're just dropping deeper and deeper and letting Napoli dictate the play here and the tempo.
It's like they're just waiting for a moment, isn't it? It's happy for Napoli to have the ball, but just waiting for a moment.
Yeah, to give that ball away in the middle of the park and then hit on the counter.
Come on, we haven't even attempted anything at Onana, gone and troubled him yet. We just... Oh, that's a free kick! That's a free kick!
Well, it's right in front of the assistant. Let's have a look from this angle. Well, it does go under his body a little bit.
He's struggling, isn't he?
But I think the referee and the assistants are trying to let the game flow, and that's what we want. We've got so many good players out there. If it's a foul, then give it. If it's a 50-50, then maybe just play on. Hopefully Anguissa will be all right, but he fell on that and it went under his rib cage.
Proved to be an excellent signing from Fulham. Anguissa, they do have such a really nice blend in that midfield, Napoli. Those three players, their skill sets, they all complement each other so well.
Yeah, and the big thing is they all work really hard for the team. You've got to when you play a 4-3-3, and Anguissa surprised me, having watched him at Fulham many times. I thought, can he step up? And he's done exceptionally well.
Ndombele is an option on the bench for Spalletti, should he be required. Up forward by Politano. Osimhen trying to...
Go on, Osimhen! Go on, Osimhen!
Arriving in the box.
Corner! Corner!
Well, that's brilliant.
Well done, Osimhen!
As a defender, you know that you've got someone
Osimhen got the corner.
Osimhen, he's going to chase everything down. So if you're under pressure, just hook it over the top. Take the pressure off your team. He's onside. Brilliant run. In the end, the Serbi does really well. And it goes out for the corner.
He chases lost causes so well. Osimhen, and he's saying to the referee that came off the hands of Acerbi, but Napoli have the corner, and Osimhen's
Oh!
Now maybe they can counter Inter. Çalhanoğlu, Darmian, Barella's peeled out wide. Dimarco's made a run down the left. Pass needs to be good, but it wasn't. Intercepted by Kvaratskhelia.
Come on, Napoli! Go on!
Now Inter have to rush players back.
Oh my god, that's a shite pass again!
Wasteful on the counter.
Yeah, you've got to take care with those passes in the middle of the park and in that final third. I think Anguissa went the wrong way.
Just kept in on that far side.
Just shocking!
Mkhitaryan.
We're just, the passing is just shocking.
Hakan Çalhanoğlu. Barella. And they move it quickly here. Dzeko tries to bring Darmian.
Well done, Kim!
Impressive Kim's there again for Napoli. Stringer.
Nervous, folks. I'm absolutely nervous right now.
Barella. Stringer. Çalhanoğlu. Spalletti would have been too worried, but Napoli did lose 2 friendlies before the restart, 3-2 against Villarreal and 4-1 against Lille. Inter won their final 2 against Regina and Sassuolo.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's putting those hard yards in early on, and then the game's coming up towards Serie A starting again. You take your foot off the gas, or you change things around a little bit. It's all what happens in this game, and are you ready for it?
Come on, lads!
These 2 teams.
Simmering nicely. Lukaku.
25 minutes played, folks. 0-0.
Tough place to come this against Inter. Only lost 1 of their last 13 Serie A home games. They've won 11 of them. Only dropped 3 points at home in the league this campaign. There's that defeat to Roma on the 1st of October when Chris Smalling got the winner. Skriniar plays one through here for
Get out!
Dzeko's waiting in the box. And Darmian!
Oh my God, that was in a 1-0 Inter.
That's a chance. Golden opportunity spurned.
How is that not 1-0 Inter?
Say anyone else but Darmian for Inter. It's a lovely ball. Skriniar bringing the ball out. Fine pass. The movement is good from Lukaku. Kim can't get there. And then this is good awareness. Dzeko lays it off. Darmian on the sort of little half volley leans back on it and gets under the ball, where you've got to get your knee, your head over the ball and hit the target there. Darmian, that's the best chance of the game now to the 2 wing backs.
Late challenge there, which is going to result.
Well done, ref. Well done, ref.
Dzeko, the player booked. Armani was the player felled.
Hopefully,
Most of it.
folks, Napoli can get their arse into gear. Because we've not really got into the game.
Back of the calf. Romani there.
We've not really got into the game, but we're just going to try our best and do what we can do.
This is the layoff and leaning back on it.
I will try and keep you guys involved in what's going on in some of the other games to this evening. It is Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Southampton 0, and Leeds United 1, West Ham United 0.
Chances. They fall into their wing backs.
Yeah, 2 players. I mean, DeMarco's not normally bad once he got 3 goals this season, but Darmian maybe not the player. If it was Dumfries, that might have been in the back of the net.
Skriniar and Kvaratskhelia who came together there.
Yeah, to coming together. Both players like to throw themselves on the floor. I have to say, Skriniar does that really well as a defender.
Come on, Napoli, we're better than this, man.
Used to getting kicked and falling on the floor. Little tap on the side there. Bit of respect. It's good to see.
Chalanoglu. Di Marco. Bastoni. Well, that was interesting comments from Bastoni the other day. He said as the season resumes that he thinks that Inter need to increase their tempo and intensity as compared to the first 15 games of the season. Played wide here by Zielinski, cut out by Mkhitaryan.
Yeah, it's interesting when players coming out saying things like that, but maybe Inter don't quite play that way with the intensity. They like to counter-attack with the wing-backs. So they don't take the play so much as teams like Napoli do, or maybe Milan.
Kvaratskhelia. Lobotka.
Come on, Napoli.
Romani. Di Lorenzo. Zielinski. Politano. Cross blocks at the expense of a corner by Di Marco. Nine-headed goals this season scored by Napoli. One of their taller players, Kim, is up from the back. Osimhen being watched closely. Barella with a little slip there. Kvaratskhelia. well.
Kvaratskhelia trying to stick it through his legs. Go the other side. Barella wasn't having any of it.
Lobotka, Anguissa, Oliveira, nice approach play this
Shoot! Oh, Zielinski!
Zielinski,
Oh!
they put together.
Well, this is a great chance. Zielinski's coming across him. He could take a touch or put the laces through it. He scuffed it, scuffed his lines, but really good play. Onside as well on Giza. It's just a poor attempt from Zielinski there. If it went to that man, maybe that would have been bulging the back of the net.
Just over half an hour gone. Anguissa is having quite an influence on that midfield. Kvaratskhelia
Come on, Napoli!
into with a man down, which Inzaghi is pointing out to the referee, and the play is finally halted.
Yeah, but Barella does this. He likes to, if he loses the ball, he likes to throw himself on the ground and get a free kick. The referee wasn't having any of it. And in the end, I think they've been forced to put the ball out. Look, see how he's landed? He's gone down on his ankle. I hope it's not, because we want the best players in this game, and Barella's one of them, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
Barella's going to be so important for Inter if they are to get back into this title race. Think back to the way back to the 88-89 Scudetto comeback there was from Inter in the second half of that season. You think about the contributions of the likes of Berti and Lothar Matthäus in that central midfield. Barella will play a key role for Inter, not just tonight but going forward as well in the coming weeks. Oliveira. Darmian wins it back, and then this trip by Oliveira, but the advantage played, and Lukaku quite keep hold of that, and Kim heads back to Alex Merritt.
You can't control that with your head. You're just trying to flick it on for yourself there, Lukaku. It's such a bad ball into him. The players are starting to feign a little bit of injury again now, trying to get free kicks when they lose the ball. The referee's done well, letting it flow.
Kim. Kvaratskhelia. The challenge by Skriniar, who's frustrated at the Georgian winger for going down there. Barella. Kvaratskhelia wins it back and looks for Osimhen. Kvaratskhelia is down again here.
Well, the referee's given offside against Osimhen, but I think there's a foul here. When he plays it, he's offside, but when he plays it, it's a late challenge. I think it's Barella there. Really, the assistant should see that. It's a kick in the back of the Achilles. Look at that. That should be a free kick.
He's clearly a marked man. Kvaratskhelia.
That was Darmian going down, but the referee waved play on because Inter had the ball, and then they smashed it up to Lukaku and lost possession. But the referee's got to keep a lid on this.
10 live games we've brought to you on BT Sport from Serie A today. The live action continues at the weekend. Monza at home against Inter, Saturday 7:30. And then on Sunday, another chance to see Napoli in action. They go to Marassi to take on Sampdoria. Sunday at 5. The return of Golazzo live as well on Sunday night from 7 with the two Jameses, and the live game as part of Golazzo Live should be another cracker from San Siro. Milan, the champions, up against Mourinho's Roma. Another one for us to look forward to.
Yeah, Roma had a good win today. To join 30 points, equal with Inter. It's going to be a good game the weekend. Where are those two Jameses? Are they still on their holidays or something? I thought they'd be here tonight. What's going on?
They'll be back on Sunday, don't worry about that. Here's Oliveira. Kim. Anguissa. Stanislav Lobotka. Di Lorenzo. Only 2 points dropped away from home in Serie A this season by Napoli. Their only away defeat at Liverpool in the Champions League. This is Kvaratskhelia, looking dangerous, cutting inside as he loves to do, but he's not got a shot away yet in that sort of position. Zielinski. Politano. Zielinski. Kim. To stretch the play.
Come on, Napoli.
Well. Di Lorenzo plays it back. Olgisa with the cross in there.
Come on.
Harry had a clear from Skriniar. Barella. Good pressure from Oliveira, but the referee's...
That's shocking.
A free kick to Inter.
That's what I don't like about Barella. I think he's a wonderful player, but he's just got to get on. He's trying to referee the game as well. It's a free kick. No more. Get on with it. It's coming back to Kvaratskhelia. I think in the next one, he's going to go on the outside. He's got to take Skriniar on the outside, on his left. He keeps coming back on the inside, and as you said, he can't get his shot off.
Mkhitaryan. Di Marco continues his run down the left. Crowd frustrated that Di Marco wasn't used perhaps there. Anguissa. It's an interesting one with Kvaratskhelia. You're in the break during the World Cup. Of course, column inches needed to be filled in Italy. One of the articles I read was about how perhaps teams might work him out, how maybe it might be more difficult for him in the second half of the season. But he says he's practicing and working on new tricks all the time to make him as unpredictable as possible. Politano.
That's good to hear. The 21-year-old. But I think he is a marked man now. I think watch that game at Anfield where Liverpool were very physical with him, trying to push him back towards his own goal. Didn't like that so much, and I think Inter are trying to do that tonight.
Zielinski. Space out wide here. Di Lorenzo, Politano.
This is good football.
Lobotka. Can they create a chance for Osimhen, who keeps putting up his arms? Di Lorenzo. It's towards...
Yes, oh!
Beaten in the air by Skriniar. Clear by Darmian. Good flick on by Dzeko here to Barella. Firm challenge from Kim.
Yeah, no messing, that's for sure. But it's a good defensive header from Skriniar. He attacks the ball so well when it comes into his own box.
Come on, lads.
Dzeko. Quite find the run of Darmian, and then there's the triple. Won their last 4 home league games against Napoli. The last time they failed to win in this fixture, a goalless draw in March of 2018. Well, they need that winning run at home against Napoli to continue tonight. However, they could reduce the gap to 8 points. Napoli win would extend it to 14. Anguissa's given it away.
Oh my God, Anguissa.
Mkhitaryan, Di Marco to his left. And Di Marco...
The block.
The mistake by Olgisa wasn't punished to the full extent there.
Yeah, Olgisa, since he had that hand injury, he really isn't taking part in this game. He's giving the ball away 2 or 3 times in dangerous areas, and suddenly Inter are getting half chances. It's led to this corner now. Just got to keep it away from that near post for me. Someone's got to get some movement right round the back for Skriniar. Get away from the keeper.
So many players in that 6-yard box as it's
get out!
Well defended by Osimhen. It's great to bring back in those sort of situations.
Yeah, he does that job so well. That's what I'm saying. You've got to keep it away from that near post. He's going to win those headers in there.
Acerbi. Milan Skriniar. The movement from Di Marco, but the ball is overhit.
Well done, Napoli.
Season so far, Federico Di Marco signed a new deal in the latter end of 2021 till 2026. Just wondered whether they could actually get him more involved down that left-hand side as the game wears on.
Well, the thing is with this, as I said, with the system, it's very difficult because they're getting dragged back, because when they're playing the front 3, And Osimhen's down the middle, occupying the three centre-backs. The two wing-backs are having to go all the way back with Politano and obviously Kvaratskhelia. So then it leaves the space for the two full-backs, Di Lorenzo and Oliveira, to get on the ball and dictate the play. So unless they go a bit more positive and say, right, it's a bit of cat and mouse, I'm going to take you forward now, then really it's going to be difficult for them to get forward too much, Di Marco.
Come on, Napoli.
Intercepted it. Barella with the flick.
Oh, it's Lukaku. Oh, it's gone wide.
He's saying there was a nick on that. So well played by Inter to create the chance for Lukaku. What a touch from Barella.
What a touch, absolutely brilliant touch.
What a save, Merit.
Lukaku on his right foot.
I thought Inter have scored.
I'm not sure Merit did get much on that. I think he's just leaning back a little bit. This is the target over the top. I think if that's on his left foot, he would have hit the target at least.
Three really good chances now, though, Nigel, for Inter. They've not been able to take them. Will they be made to pay for that? Dzeko. Final 5 minutes of the first half. Di Marco, Darmian and now Lukaku have all spurned good chances. Bastoni, Dzeko, Lukaku's waiting. Here is Barella. It's on for the shot. Di Marco! Great save!
How has Merit saved that?
The goalkeeper wasn't to know.
Oh, well done, Merit.
He didn't know that Di Marco was offside. It's a shot here for Barella. That's a shot. I'm not sure he was offside. Lukaku was offside, but I'm not sure Di Marco was offside. But it's a brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Outstanding.
He really has come on so much in terms of his confidence this season. Alex Merit really established himself. They've been talking in the Italian press recently about whether he could unseat Donnarumma as the #1 for Italy. A lot of the credit, needs to go to Alejandro Lopez, who's the goalkeeping coach in Napoli, Spalletti's goalkeeping coach, who clearly has done some really good work with Alex Merit. He's been very good this season by and large.
Well, he's got to play well. Even when you've got such a good team in front of you, you've still got to do the bits behind them. And he's had 6 clean sheets this season. He's had a penalty save as well. So that was an excellent one-on-one. That was like a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and he's come up trumps once again.
Napoli yet to craft out a clear-cut chance. Inter have had 3, and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, the two wing-backs have had chances, but then Lukaku on that right foot of his leaning back puts it over the top. But the game's very open. 2 good teams. And really, I have to say, Inter play like an away team. They're just trying to hit on the counter. It's Napoli who dictate the play.
Come on, Napoli.
As you rightly said, they've not really crafted it.
So guys, put your question in the chat. Like, subscribe if you are new. I'll answer as many questions as I can. It's Napoli 0, Inter Milan 0.
Those chances, they're comfortably in front.
Absolutely, that's the game plan is working for them. Napoli haven't had any chances. But they've got to take their own chances because they know that Napoli will get 1 or 2 chances in this game, and normally they take them.
These are the 2 highest scoring sides in Serie A ahead of this round of games. Napoli, the top scorers, who were also top and unbeaten after 15 games of their last Scudetto winning season. Napoli. Here's Barella. Di Marco's made another run. He looked for Dzeko instead. Di Marco saying, why didn't you play it to me?
Overhit it, but Napoli have got to regroup here. It's so open at the moment. They keep giving chances away to Inter. Got to keep possession. Be a little bit more positive when they get into these areas. Slip it down the outside of Skriniar.
Oliveira. Zielinski. Looks for Politano and finds him. Onkisa making his way into the box. Zielinski's held his position. Di Lorenzo makes a darting run. Zielinski. Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia wide.
Come on, Napoli!
Zielinski. Final minute of the half. Politano.
Go on!
Di Lorenzo's along.
Yes! Oh!
Too far wide by Onkisa.
Oh, look at Guiza!
That's what I said they need to do. Keep possession, take the pressure off yourself. It's a good ball in and Chiesa gets there in front of Bastoni. Can't hit the target.
Osimhen not happy with the holding he felt was going on there by Acerbi, who I think is suggesting that Osimhen was doing the same to him. Final seconds of normal time at the end of the half, as we await to see how much added time there will be. So no added time at the end of the first half, which has been captivating viewing.
Half time, folks. It's Inter Milan 0, Napoli 0.
Two of them to their wing backs, the other to Romelu Lukaku.
Been stressful. So, let me do a poll for you folks, for you guys to vote. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream. The first Napoli stream of the live watch along of 2023. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And if any of you guys can't watch the full stream, there will be clips going, highlights coming up from the stream on the channel. And they will be on the Football Live Watch Along Clips playlist. Folks. So go and watch that, folks. And I will be back in a tick, folks. hopefully, folks, in the second half, Napoli can go and do better in the second half. They need it. They need it right now. And if you guys have not seen any bits from the first half, I've got 2 clips which are from the first half, which is how Darmian my reaction to Darmian's shocking miss, and my reaction to the 2 amazing saves. Literally not one after the other, one attack after the other from Alex Meret in the first half. So hopefully you guys go and have a look at that. But so far we're just got to hope and pray that something gives in the second half. It's going to be interesting to see how the second half goes. It is West Ham United 1, Leeds United 1. Still Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 1, and still Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0, and still Palace 0, Tottenham 0.
Certainly Inter, you've had the better of it. They have been rather wasteful in front of goal though.
Come on, Napoli in the second half.
Up with them in this second half, we shall see. For those of you keen to see Real Madrid and Barcelona in action before the Champions League and Europa League's return, we've got them on BT Sport next week, fighting for the Supercopa de España, 2 semi-finals, and then the final will be live as well on BT Sport. Can you do that, Nigel?
What, the game or keeping the ball up?
Keeping the ball up.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that in a crowd like that, mate. In my back garden, maybe, but I'll probably pull my hamstring or something these days.
What do you think of this game so far?
I think it's been really interesting. I think the tactics from both teams, where Napoli
The players look like they are coming out for the second half. We are at the moment are just waiting.
It's about counter-attacking, winning the ball and suddenly straight down the middle. But I have to say, Inter have had the better chances. The 2 wing-backs, Di Marco and Darmian, and then obviously Lukaku with that chance he's put over the top. But I think Napoli will get better in the final third in this second half. They need to. And I think the 2 benches could really come into it. You know, Lozano, Raspadori, Simoni on the bench for Napoli. I think Dumfries and Lautaro Martinez and Correa on the bench for Inter could be very tactical.
Talking of the tactical side of it, yes, it's still 0-0, but you would have thought of the 2 head coaches, it would be Inzaghi who would be the happier of the way the game plans have worked out so far. His side have created much the better of the chances, haven't they?
Yeah, I think you're spot on, but you've got to take those chances. And I think in the end, a 0-0 is not good enough for Inter. They need to win this game to really get themselves back into contention here. With Milan winning and Juventus winning, this team need to find something special in the second half.
It's a great point, that, because as this game wears on and if it remains goalless, there becomes a real onus and a pressure on Inter to try and force the issue, doesn't there? Because they need to win this. A point wouldn't be a bad result at all, really, for Napoli coming to San Siro against Inter. But Inter, to start closing that gap, they've got to win this, surely.
They've got to win this. They're looking upwards to Juventus and Milan and Napoli, but they're looking over their shoulder at the likes of Roma now, who won today as well. So the pressure's building. This crowd, if they go a goal down or it stays 0-0, this crowd will start demanding you push forward.
Second half is underway, folks. Inter Milan 0, Napoli 0.
Napoli create more. Used to seeing them do that, aren't we? The highest scorers in the league ahead of this round of games. They've really troubled Onana as of yet. Plenty of time to go though. Oliveira. To say it's brilliant to have Serie A back after a break of 51 days for the World Cup.
Come on, Napoli.
Every game live on our channels today. I hope you're enjoying it all at home. Here's Di Lorenzo, Politano, Osimhen and Anguissa in the middle. Di Lorenzo, Politano, slipped by Osimhen. Acerbi with the header clear. Dzeko, Inter on the counter. Lukaku brought into the game. Barella's arriving on the edge of the box.
Come on.
Lukaku's blown it.
Come on, Napoli.
Behind him.
It still looks very rusty to me. Lukaku wasn't his sharpest in the World Cup. You can understand that. And I think this big game, he's making good movement. But really, he's got to slow himself down and be precise in the pass and with the finish. If he gets into those good areas, which he did in the first half.
How hard is it when you've been out for a while, as he has?
Come on, Napoli.
Well, hasn't started before today for Inter since August. How hard is it to come in and hit the ground running?
It's very difficult as a centre forward. Your touch isn't sometimes there, your finishing isn't quite there. And also, there's a pressure on him. He's come back from Chelsea. He's obviously on loan. He wants to do well.
Come on, Napoli. You need to start doing something.
In the big games, you've got to turn up. You've got to produce. At the moment, he's just off his 100% and off his little bit of movement, and his touch isn't quite there for me.
Darmian with the cross. Lukaku couldn't bring it under his spell.
That's a foul.
Lobotka was there.
But you can see straight away they're squeezing up much higher in the first half. They dropped off once they lost the ball back to the halfway line. This time they're squeezing the ball, so it's a high press they're starting with in this second half.
Changing tact as Lautaro Martinez warms up. Joaquin Correa was there as well. Di Marco looking to force the issue. It's a bit late there on Di Lorenzo. Pretty happy for Inter to have the throw-in. In it goes to Lukaku.
Just get out. Out. Don't foul. Well done.
To win the corner.
Yeah, but you can see that high press now, change of tactics for Inter, putting Napoli under pressure defensively. This is a good start to this second half for Inter.
Could they find a goal right at the start of this second half? Çalhanoğlu will swing it in. This is Politano. Caught by Çalhanoğlu. It's a man down on the byline here. Di Lorenzo it is.
Come on,
Yeah, he
Napoli.
made the header. I think he hit him in the nose, hit that near post from the corner. And as I said in the first half, these corners, you really want to put it in the back stick, not in that front stick, because they're so strong, Napoli, in those areas. Politano goes down, gets the free kick, but it's Lorenzo who we're worried about here, the captain. There you go, hits him right on the bridge of the nose. That's a sore one.
He's appointed captain over the summer after Insigne's departure, and that of Koulibaly as well. I remember he said over the summer when All those changes were happening, players were going out, players were coming in. Some even felt that maybe Napoli might drop out of the top four this season. With all those changes, so many senior figures going out, and he said, don't you worry, a new Napoli is being born. He's been proved right.
It has been proved right, but can they keep it going? That's the big question mark now. But I think they've surprised everyone. Most people thought they were going to
Come on, Nap.
top four, but they've been the surprise package for me. And they've been well worthy of being top of the league, the way they've played.
They've played some of the best football, not just in Italy, but in all of Europe this season. Brilliant in the Champions League.
Napoli just got to start performing, but we just haven't not creating enough chances. It's embarrassing.
Reads the game very well. Osimhen is being held by a chair. The referee again lets it go.
Get out!
Mkhitaryan, Calhanoglu, Di Marco's a long way forward. 3 in the box for Inter. Dzeko looking to turn. And Di Marco will fire it across.
Well done! Well done, Napoli!
Degree of pressure being exerted here by Inter in the early stages of the second half.
Yeah, well, Osimhen wanted the free kick, played for the free kick. The referee wasn't having any of it again, and then it's out to Di Marco. One cross in, and then comes back, another cross in, out for a corner. Good pressure and a good start to the second half from Inter.
Can they score while they're on top here, Inter? Looking to force the issue. Poor corner by Di Marco. There's a lot more intense here about Inter. They were a little bit passive at times in that first half, even though they did create much the better of the chances. They let Napoli have a lot of the ball. Zielinski.
Keep the pressure going.
6 got in the second half. Fascinating fair in San Siro.
Come on, boys. Yes.
Fantastic run. They need end products.
Osimhen! Oh!
In the arms of Onana. End-to-end stuff.
Brilliant stuff, but Calhanoglu at the end here did so well to block Osimhen. Watch this defending from the central midfield player. It's over his head. He doesn't give up on it. He's back. Strong, gets his body in between.
Ah, so close yet so far.
Bastoni.
West Ham are now 2-1 up against Leeds United, folks.
By the wide players of Napoli. Now they're saying, right, can we get forwards, be more positive? They can, but it's really hard work to get up this pitch in a
That,
like this.
I thought that was going in. For a moment there, I thought it was going in. And just annoying how it didn't go in.
So well poised this. From a tactical perspective, Inzaghi's made his move really here early, hasn't he, at the start of the second half?
Yeah, but I think tactically that's what he wanted to do first half, and probably this is tactically what he wanted to do second half.
Come on, boys.
Napoli see what they're made of, because they need goals, Inter.
Inter have been something of a bogey side for Napoli in recent years. They've not won any of the last 6 meetings. Napoli, Inter's last defeat to them was May 2019, that 4-1 defeat in Naples. Just like they were after 15 games of that 89-90 season. Napoli top of the pile and unbeaten. Translated to 3 points for a win there. 15-game total in 89-90 was 31 points. Right now they've got 41. Shows you just how good they've been so far this season. Can they see it out though? So much competition.
Yeah, we're not halfway through the season really, are we, either? But I think there's wonderful teams as well. I think Milan and Inter are good teams. Juventus are getting stronger as well. Roma are pushing up as well. So, you know, you can't take your foot off the gas if you're Napoli. You've got to go for it in every game, as they always do anyway.
Key reason why Inter began this game 11 points behind Napoli is their performances against the other top sides this season. They lost 3-1 at Lazio, 3-2 against Milan, lost 2-1 at home to Roma, they lost 2-0 at Juve. How Inzaghi's side need to deliver a big performance tonight in this head-to-head. Dzeko. Barella takes it on DiMarco, taking up a great position. That's who he looked for.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to take the responsibility yourself and take the shot, but I'm a bit worried about Politano. He didn't have a good first half. He started very sloppy in this second half. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets hooked very quickly. He's finding it very difficult to get into this game. This is brilliant defending though, Calhanoglu. He didn't commit himself, but he knew he was going to miss the ball in the air, so don't jump because you never get back. So he just turned and blocked Osimhen off. Really good defending from the central midfield player.
Mentions those Inter defeats in games against some of the other big sides in Serie A. They've already lost more league games this season into them they did in the whole of last season. Defensively, particularly away from home, they've been nowhere near as strong. And they're on the attack here with DiMarco.
Come on, get out! Out! Edin Dzeko. 1-0. 1-0 Inter.
And having squandered those chances in the first half, Inter have taken that one. Edin Dzeko with the header. And 10 minutes into the second half, it's 1-0 Inter at San Siro.
Well, he doesn't miss from there, Dzeko, does he? He's in great goal-scoring form this season. But what a ball this is from DiMarco. Terrible defending from Napoli, the two centre-backs, but they get caught out. But this turn and pass out to DiMarco, who's looking for Dzeko. As Romani gets ball watching, he watches the ball instead of the player. And Dzeko is so good, takes him towards the post, then back towards the middle of the goals. Brilliant ball in. Great centre-forward play, but what a ball in from the wing-back DiMarco. On a plate, go on, help yourself. 1-0 Inter.
Well, he scored in those friendlies against Regina and Sassuolo. He scored 3 goals in his last 2 league games before the break. Edin Dzeko. He's got a big one there. And you'd have to say, Nigel, taking the game as a whole, you'd be hard-pushed to argue that Inter don't deserve that.
No, on the balance of play, I think Inter had the better chances. They've come out this second half and really done the high press.
1-0 Inter, Edin Dzeko, folks.
But this game isn't over. 1-0. What have you got now? Napoli. But Dzeko, you give him a chance and you expect him to score, and he didn't disappoint, did he? What a player.
I would say that he's one of the most underrated centre-forwards of his generation. I put him up there with Giroud in that bracket. So underrated, Dzeko, as a footballer. The Bosnian diamond, as they call him in his own country. Politano. Can Napoli hit back? Politano's cross.
That's a ball! Oh!
Free kick, Napoli in a decent position here. Remember, Napoli, the only unbeaten team left in the top 5 European leagues this season. Status under serious threat.
Yeah, it's under serious threat. They've got a free kick in a really good area here, though, Napoli. Politano fancy it with his left foot. Osimhen might fancy it as well. Can they get back on level terms straight away here?
Highest scoring side in the league, Napoli. Not really troubled Onana as of yet tonight. Politano and Zielinski stood over it. Osimhen being watched by Damian. Zielinski floats one in there.
Head over the top.
Well off target.
Yeah, you could see what they were going to do. But Dzeko was back there defending this time as well. But what a goal this is. But it's put on a plate. DiMarco's ball in, but Romani, I don't know what you were doing. You're ball watching instead of watching your player, blocking him off, and he gets in behind you. Brilliant movement from Dzeko as well. But what a ball, what a finish. And Inter deserve that.
Turns 37 in March, Edin Dzeko, but still scoring big goals on the big stage. Our reports he could be up with a contract extension. Lukaku guided back to Merit.
with Dzeko, when you look at him, he's never had the greatest of pace. It's his movement and his technique. You know, he's good in the air, he's good on the floor. So
That's a foul.
about his age, because he couldn't run that much anyway. He's not going to run it behind, but he's a very clever player.
Similarly, again, I guess you could say to Giroud in that respect, he's certainly never been quick.
Yeah, he's having another brilliant season. And I think the game in Italy suits the older players, the older centre forwards. Their technique is so good.
Almost an hour gone at San Siro. Will we see Napoli beaten for the first time this season in Serie A, or will they hit back? Certainly have the weapons in their arsenal to hit back. Here's Lobotka. Di Lorenzo. Wasteful again there, Napoli. Dzeko. Didn't have too much to aim at, only Lukaku forwards. Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia. How they need something big from him in this second half. Lobotka. Just patiently probing here, Napoli. Kvaratskhelia.
What a shot! Oh, side netting! Unlucky! Unlucky!
Yeah, and finally he's got it. The defender's on the back foot in the 18-yard box. Goes on the outside. Cuts across it. Cuts across it into the side netting. Got to go across the goal there. Kvaratskhelia. But I just think that Politano's really struggling, and he needs to be looking to make changes now, Spalletti. He's got strength on the bench. When does he do it?
Yeah, there are lots of options there, aren't there, in that respect. Lozano is the obvious one on the right, but there are other players that he could call on as well. From an
That's a free kick.
And lots of Elmas and Raspadori and Simeone and Inter are unhappy here that that's gone against them.
Well, it was a foul. The referee's right on it. Pulls him to the floor. I just also wonder at left back whether you look and put Mario Rui on just to push Kvaratskhelia a little bit more forward.
Go on.
Oliveira squeezes it through here to Anguissa.
Have a shot! Go on!
Really nice Napoli move, but no end product.
No end product, and really should have gone for goal himself. Opens up. If he takes the shot on the goalkeeper, Onana spills it. Osimhen's there just to knock it in the back of the net. But this is the ball into Marco. That's the movement from Dzeko. That's the header. And that's why it's 1-0. Lovely ball in. Brilliant movement. Took the defender out of it towards the near post. Then goes central of the goals, and he gets the simplest of headers.
Lautaro Martinez about to be brought on here by Inzaghi, the World Cup winner. Robin Gosens could be coming on too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they take off. Will it be Lukaku off? I would have thought they'd keep Dzeko on. Lautaro coming on.
Lobotka. That double change then. The award welcome for Lautaro Martinez. With 6 appearances at the World Cup, 4 of them as a sub. And 1 for Alvarez in extra time in the final against France. He kept that record going as well of an Inter player participating in every World Cup final since 1982 by coming on in extra time. Di Marco, the man who got the assist for the goal, being replaced by Robin Gosens down this left-hand side. Big cheer for Lautaro Martinez. He's actually not been in the best form in front of goal, only 1 goal in his last 12 appearances for club and country.
Yeah, but I think what he brings to the attack, his legs, movement. I think him and Dzeko together are a good pairing.
Straight swap on the wing with Gosens replacing DiMarco.
Come on, Lozano! Go on, Raspadori!
Before time, 25 minutes to go. Jackie Lozano and Raspadori coming on.
Come on, you Raspadori! Come on, Lozano, do something in this game for us.
A player you felt struggled throughout, Politano coming off as well.
Yeah, I think he struggled first half, struggled second half. I thought he could have come off very early for Lozano, but Lozano's on. Straight on that right-hand side.
And Lozano's a good player.
I think he'd give them a little bit more power down this right-hand side and a little bit more goal threat.
Bastoni. Chalanolu. Napoli fans ahead of today to the first 15 games wouldn't have been getting too carried away. They know it's a long season. Many past disappointments to keep them grounded to. With Milan and Juve already winning today, they were to lose here at San Siro. Just might start to, even this early after the restart, put a little bit of doubt in the minds of Spalletti and his players.
Well, that's the thing, when you're top of the league, you haven't lost a game.
Come on, Napoli!
One defeat, when the pressure's on, can put a little bit of doubt back into your minds, but you have to say we've still got a good, 6-point lead over Milan, 5-point lead over Milan. So it's still in our hands and it's still an awful long way to go, and they're good enough, this squad of players. Just got to be able to handle the moment. And they're still not out of this game yet.
Prodded forward by Mkhitaryan. Robin Gosens. It's going to be a corner. Last touch was off.
I thought it was a foul!
Well played by the German international. Osimhen brought back to help defend this. Lautaro Martinez, one of those in the 6-yard box.
Come on, Napoli!
I have to say, every corner he's put in, Chalanolu's put in that near post. It's been better just bending it away from the keeper at the back post. Let Skriniar run round the back.
Says he's been training throughout the break for the World Cup. Chalanolu did an interview where he said he's got a feeling, so he couldn't really explain it, but he's got a feeling that Inter will win the Champions League this season, which is a big call, but they're in there in the round of 16.
Yeah, you've always got a chance if you're around a 16, but then all the other teams feel the same, and they've got a chance. Does that mean he's given up on Serie A? You just mentioned the Champions
I
League.
think he thinks they can win it all. It's a big gap that they've got to make up, but a win here tonight would reduce it to 8 points on Napoli.
Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream, like,
Porto, by the
sub
way,
and subscribe.
to come in the round of 16. Napoli have Eintracht Frankfurt.
Come on, Napoli!
Gosens. Lautaro Martinez. Chalanolu. Martinez. Got a man over here, and he's been picked out. It's Darmian who miscontrolled it. His first touch is better, and he's in. Barella. Cross blocked, but it could have been so much more there for Inter.
It should have been so much more, but Darmian It's a lovely...
Come on, Napoli.
Down the right. Just doesn't get to the ball in time. But they get the corner. At the moment, they're dominating here. Inter. Napoli just can't get any possession, can't get out.
Just over 20 minutes to go on this huge night at San Siro as Serie A resumes. And Dzeko set up. The goal kick is given.
Yeah, the first out swinging goal from the corner we've had, and Dzeko just puts it wide. All the pressure's on Spalletti, and what's he going to do? He's made 2 changes, might have to make another at least.
Well, we've brought you 10 live games from Serie A today, more to come at the weekend. Another chance to see Inter in action at Monza. While Napoli go to Marassi to take on Sampdoria. We've also got the return of Galazzo Live with James Richardson and James Horncastle, Sunday 7 o'clock for that. The live game is again from San Siro. This time it's the champions in action, Milan against Mourinho's Roma. Another big potential blockbuster for us to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, if the score stays like this and Inter's able to get the 3 points here, it brings obviously Napoli back towards Milan and Juventus, Inter and Roma. We could have a sensational second half to the season in Serie A.
Skriniar. Gosens. Dzeko. Gosens. Look for Lautaro Martinez, the head of Ikin.
I think that's an impossible ball that Gosens is trying to play there. Should have just taken it on himself. Maybe tried to play a 1-2 or at the shot.
Since coming on, Gosens not been given too many chances by Inzaghi since his arrival from Atalanta. Well, in the recent friendlies, particularly the 1-1 draw with Real Betis, Robin Gosens. There have been reports in Italy that Leicester are interested in him. A couple of clubs from the Bundesliga as well, but he seems keen to stay with Inter and try and in that place on the left-hand side as Samir Handanovic watches on here. What a great figure he must be to have in the dressing room, even though he's lost his place as the number 1 to Onana now.
Yeah, but good to see him back fit as well. But Onana's the number 1 at the moment, but Handanovic has been a top-class goalkeeper here, isn't he? But I think he's still got a couple of years left in him. He can stay fit, but it might be as a number 2 rather than a number 1.
Nice touch by Di Lorenzo. Chucky Lozano. Will be Napoli's ball. The league leaders behind here. Can they rescue it? 37 goals in 15 games they've scored, Napoli. Average just under 2.5 a game, but they've rarely threatened Onana's goal. A big surprise that for me tonight. Lack of threat from Napoli, lack of creativity at times as well.
Yeah, I think tactically that Inzaghi's got it spot on with Inter. But this game at 1-1, still in the balance, I have to say.
Hoping to claw back that lost ground in the second half of this season. They're 4 points worse off compared to the same stage of the previous campaign. It has gone the other way in that respect for Napoli. They're 5 points up. That reduced by Milan today to 5 points. Will it remain that way? Oliveira. Kvaratskhelia has his number so far today.
They've doubled up on him a lot of the time, just forcing him back. He can't get on the front foot. They've got to keep trying to get the ball to him down that right-hand side, though.
Oh, boy.
Raspadori lost it. Lautaro Martinez.
Chase after it, well done.
But he's never had the pace to get to that. He's pulled up here as well.
Dzeko's pulled up.
Such a cramping seat.
Yeah, but Raspadori, who's come on for Zielinski, is giving the ball away 2 times in the middle of the park, and suddenly Inter on the counter. Correa's going to come on for Dzeko now, fresh legs.
This could be a really important thing for Inzaghi in the second half of the season, because he's not been able to call on all 4 of his centre forwards, as he pointed out before this game, but now he's got them all fit. Lukaku, Dzeko, Lautaro Martinez, and now Joaquin Correa as well. If they stay fit, it could be really important in the second half of the season.
Well, it will be. If they stay fit, it will be really important. But you've got him as your main goal scorer. Lautaro Martinez, who hasn't been in great goal scoring form, but could have a better second half of the season. Correa can get goals. Obviously, Lukaku will get through and get goals. Dumfries, who's going to come on, he can get your goals as well. So, if they're going to have a go for the Champions League and push all the way to Serie A, you need all your top players fit.
The thing with Inter, that another thing to keep an eye on with them in the second half of the season, I don't think you ever worry that they'll score goals, but defensively, there've been big problems for them this season. Not necessarily at San Siro. They've only conceded 4 goals at home. It's away from home where they've struggled. 8
Elmas!
goals they've conceded.
Elmas is coming on.
Away
Who
from
for?
home. It's a big problem that they need to rectify in the second
Who's
half
coming
of
off?
the campaign.
Yeah, that says to me that
And then
you've got to
Dombele
find
is coming
a
on.
way
That's
away
not
from
bad.
home to actually
Let's go. We've
get
done
results.
caused
That's what he's got to do
one
in
of our
the
best
second half of the
chances.
So Elmas has replaced Kvaratskhelia. Ongisa replaced by Ndombele. And credit to Inzaghi again from a tactical perspective. They've tried to neutralise the threat of Kvaratskhelia, and they've done it well.
They've done it very well. They've been very aggressive, not giving him space to run in. He's been going back towards his own goal, and he's off. But he's only 21. He's learning, and he's got to learn that he's a marked man now.
Come on, Napoli.
He's contributed so much this season, the Georgian international. 16 goals in 17 appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists involved in all those goals, I should say. Lobotka. Still plenty of time here for Napoli. Lozano.
Go on, Lozano. Oh, Osimhen.
Correa. Saying there was a handball, the referee points to the chest. Oliveira.
Come on, Napoli.
Elmas. Good ball. And a chance to cross as well. Well defended by Bastoni, who just got in front of Osimhen. Lautaro Martinez, good ball. Inter are on their way here. Barella. Dumfries. Barella. Acerbi. Inter have won their last 3 home league games against Salernitana, Samp and Bologna. Napoli certainly a step up in class tonight. Could they see it through and make it 4 home wins in a row? It would be their biggest victory of the season so far in Serie A. Osimhen
Go on!
touchdown.
Go on! Oh my God! What a pass!
Not said that much this season.
No, we haven't, but it's a good run from Lozano to get in there. Raspadori, it's a poor ball. He's got to put some bend on it.
What a shape as that is.
The ball away, but they've got to go for it now, Napoli, and they're going to leave chances on the counter for Inter.
Interesting thing about Raspadori is that he grew up supporting Inter. Boyhood fan of the Nerazzurri. He inflicts some pain on them in what remains here. It's hard to overemphasise just how big this next 15 minutes or so is if we include the inevitable added time for Inter's entire season. If they can go on and win this, they've got to be considered challengers once more. Foul on Ndombele. It's a chance for Napoli to put one in the box here.
Yeah, it's good from them, don't they? As Correa just catches him on the ankle. It's a free kick, nothing more than that. But they've got to craft something out of this free kick. Napoli. So far, Inter have defended very well.
Just over 10 minutes of normal time to go.
Come on, Napoli.
Could be a breathless final 10 minutes here. Napoli will perhaps look to pile on the pressure.
Ah. Yes, Osimhen.
And now Di Lorenzo.
Di Lorenzo. Ah.
Cleared by Bastoni. The back three for Inter have played well.
Yeah, they've kept their shape very well.
Come on, keep going.
The wing backs obviously have changed now because they had to work so hard to try and defend and get forward. But it's a big 10 minutes, 15 minutes coming up here for Napoli. And they craft one chance, one golden opportunity.
Only had one shot on target so far tonight, Napoli. Still just the one goal in this. Lobotka. Di Lorenzo couldn't win it in the air. It's been kept in here by Mkhitaryan. Three beyond him. Martinez through the middle. And a great ball for Barella. Bit of a waste that from Mkhitaryan. Martinez.
I think he was offside in the first place, Lautaro. Just there, yeah. Walk back.
Frustrating night for Gagliardini. Brought on here by Inzaghi as Inter look to see this out. He'll replace Mkhitaryan in the midfield.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. Mkhitaryan was looking really leggy out there, giving the ball away. Worked very hard for the team without getting much of the ball, though.
Saying the other day, he feels good right now physically, Gagliardini. Got 90 minutes in a friendly against Real Betis recently. Important role in the closing stages as Inter to keep what they have, which is at the moment a priceless lead. Ndombele driving forward though for Napoli. Correa. Lobotka trying to win it back. Push by.
Well done, Lobotka. Gone and got a foul out of nothing.
Between ball and player. Pushing the back, it's a free kick, but they need to craft something here. Napoli. They're pushing into back without really hurting them.
Lost in that cracking game in Ligue 1 recently against Lens. Only a beaten team in the top 5 leagues. Napoli, but trailing and under pressure here. It's a foul there. The referee again says play on.
That is strength on Romani. That Romani's just used strength against Barella.
He's been complaining all night. That's what lets him down at times. Very passionate player, quality player, but got to be in self-control as well.
It was gone off. It was gone off. Gio, come on, Simeone. Why bring him on with like 6 minutes to go? But let's see if it actually does anything.
Barella gets the Lorenzo.
There's some very tired players out there now, working very hard, but Di Lorenzo getting a little bit frustrated as well.
I don't see a lot in that. I don't get why it's a foul, why it's a yellow card. I'll see it as a foul, but I don't see why it's a yellow card.
Just over 5 minutes to go. A nervous 5 minutes ahead at San Siro. They could settle some of those nerves with a second here, though. Inter.
Come on in. Come on, Nap. Come on. Come on, Napoli. Just need one chance. One chance.
Free kick, especially by his high standards.
Saying how decisive this game would be for Inter, how it would tell them a lot about the rest of the season, he said. Well, they're edging ever closer to a massive 3 points here. Give fresh hope to the rest of the chasing pack as well. Up towards Osimhen it went, and Onana came out quickly.
Yeah, Onana did well covering his back three there with Osimhen chasing that one down.
Ah, come on, Napoli.
Gosens. Gagliardini. Gosens. Correa. Good challenge by Elmas. Nice feet as well.
Well done, Well done, Elmas.
Could be on their way here.
Hey!
As cynical as you're going to get from Denzel Dumfries.
That is very cynical. He literally jumped on the player's back.
I have to say, no, I don't know what you think about this, but I think this needs looking at in the game, because from a spectator's point of view, a neutral's point of view, that's just ruined it for me, that. I mean, from you don't blame Dumfries, because in the rules you can understand why he's done it, but I think that needs looking at, I really do.
Absolutely. I think he's taken one for the team there on the counter. I remember a few seasons back when I was doing Bundesliga, a referee sent a player off for doing that in the Bundesliga, stopping the counter-attack. But it's a bit further up the pitch, but it is something that should be looked at.
Ah!
As I say, you can totally understand why the player does that. I'm not criticising him for making that challenge. I just think that if we're to look at football as an entertainment business, well, that spoils the entertainment, doesn't it?
It does, but I'd have done exactly the same.
No, I would as well.
Yeah, but those are within the rules.
Foul on Correa.
Yeah, but this is what Inter want now. Stop-start game. Napoli need the ball down the other end, but Kim gets a yellow card for that challenge on Correa. Yeah, kick in the thigh.
Gosens. Oh, that's a good ball. It was a fine defensive header as well to get it away. Time running out though on Napoli.
This is good. This is actually good play. Such a good play. If you can keep it going. Go on, Raspadori. Go on, Raspadori. Keep it, Raspadori. Hey! How's that a foul?
Tried to let the game flow as much as possible. Simone Sonsa.
Come on, Napoli, press! Simeone is on.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Charge forward by Kim.
Oh, too much on it.
There will be pressure here from Napoli.
Too much on it. On the ball. Oh, it's a Cherby. Oh, it's the one player I can't stand. Fucking Cherby.
Pressure building on Inter. Keeping away from Manana.
Come on, someone in white, get your head on the ball in a white shirt. Ah! Just keep pressing.
You're absolutely right. You work so hard to get a corner, then you go and put it into the near post.
Elmas. Di Lorenzo. Last minute of normal time. Oliveira. Simeone and Osimhen waiting in the middle. fallen nicely here. And Lozano hit one and Simeone
Go on,
is in there.
shoot! Oh!
By Onana. Ndombele. Real pressure here from Napoli. Clear by Bastoni.
Oh, right at the keeper, either side of the keeper, that would have been 1-1.
Says play on. Given away by Kim.
Well, that's got to be a free kick. The referee's waving play on. That's a terrible challenge.
If VAR could have a look at this.
And what a good strike it was from Raspadori, but he was straight in the goalkeeper. Onana gets himself right behind him. Pushes it out. Really good save through a lot of players, this.
4 minutes of added time, a minimum of 4.
Come on, Napoli!
Lozano.
Come on.
Oh, Napoli about to be beaten for the first time this season in Serie A. Or will there be some late drama? They do finish games strongly, Napoli. No Serie A side has scored more goals in the final 15 minutes this season. 10 times they've done that.
Yeah, but I have to say, Inter defending really well.
Come on, be quick! You haven't got time!
Challenges in, pushing Napoli back.
Not even going to do balls like that!
Inter throw. Inzaghi's kicking every ball down there, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Some of the fans are kicking every ball as well. Challenging for, shouting for every decision. Inter just got to take their time on everything. Get it down in the corners, waste a bit of time.
Remember, Napoli, not just 19 Serie A games unbeaten, but they've won 11 in a row before this. And they've given away a free kick here deep inside their own half, as Inter just look to waste away valuable seconds. They're managing the game well here in Inzaghi's side.
Absolutely, Lautaro doing exceptionally well, shielding the ball. And this is the save behind the goals. It's whipped in with pace from Raspadori. And Onana's right behind it, pushes it out to safety.
You don't get much more passionate than Inzaghi. A couple of minutes away from a huge victory here. Of course, they beat Napoli in this fixture last season. It was 3-2. Will one be enough this time? Acrobatic clearance by Osimhen. Anywhere will do for Skriniar.
Yeah, anywhere will do. Run down that clock, but I think Inter have won this and they're going to move up to 4th above Lazio, 1 point behind Juventus. Big night for Inter and Inter fans.
What a title race we have coming up in the second half of the season.
Yeah, we'll see what Napoli are made of. Adam, that's the big thing going forward.
Simeone couldn't win that final minute.
Come on, Napoli! Keep the pressure going!
Napoli fans hoping for a last-ditch equaliser. Elmas.
Not when you do right passing like that!
Çalhanoğlu just sends it forwards. Hopefully there's nobody up there. Just seconds remaining at San Siro. Inter are on the brink here. Osimhen flicks it on Lozano. Inter trying to scramble it away, and now they can counter. Barella. Lautaro Martinez. Kim nips it off it. All eyes on the referee. They want the final whistle here as Gosens wins it back. And Napoli are no longer invincible. Edin Dzeko gets the winner. And in doing so, breathes new life into Inter's title challenge.
Full time, Inter Milan 1, Napoli 0.
Huge 3 points won by Inzaghi's side at San Siro. Finally, Napoli are beaten for the first time in Serie A since the 24th of April, and Inter are the side to inflict that defeat. What a performance, Nigel Spack.
Well, it's a brilliant game, very tactical, but in the end, I think Inter deserved to win this one. And Dzeko was the man with his movement, his goal-scoring ability. But
Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. Like,